Yo, what's up? It's your boy Slack, aka Slack Lightly, aka Slack, and today is a great day, or a horrible day, actually, depending on who you ask. It's the first day of ranked, and I didn't even realize it. I just came off a 6-hour stream, and I thought ranked was in 2 days, and today was the Houndoom event. The Houndoom event and ranked dropped at the same time, which is kind of rare for Pocket, but because of that, I started playing ranked, obviously. And for those of you that don't know, there are new changes to ranked. So now, as long as you're not in Master Ball, so UB4, Ultra Ball 4 or lower, you no longer lose points when you lose a game, which means that you can go into ranked with anything and get to Master Ball as long as you just play the game, right? Which maybe is, as you can see in that instance, my opponent saw that he was going first and insta conceded. People are just doing that on ladder right now. People are just doing that on ladder right now. But I wanted to showcase the Vespiquen deck because I think that this deck is or is near the best deck in the format right now. Because as you're gonna see, that I play a couple, in this showcase, it says no to sleep scam. It is an anti-sleep scam deck. It loves to see sleep scam because that card right there, the Forest, which my opponent is playing, I'm also playing 2 of, will get me to Ogre Pawn so quickly that most of the time, Igglybuff doesn't stand a chance. And that's what I wanted. I just didn't want to get scammed, right? Of course, this deck, I will say I have criticisms of it. It does not love running into Oricorio. It super doesn't love running into double Oricorio. One Oricorio, maybe you can handle it with between Kartana, the fact that the little B does 30, Pheromosa does 20, you can maybe Sire something out. But it really, really doesn't love seeing 1. So 2 is almost an auto loss if I'm being honest. What some people do sometimes is that if you're seeing a lot of Oricorio, you might cut one of the basics and play like the baby Vespiquen, which is solid, I guess. It's a cool answer. I didn't actually see any, spoiler alert, I didn't see any when I was climbing the Master Ball, but yeah, actually super duper spoiler alert, I get to Master Ball and I got to 300th place, so top 300. So I was the 300th person to get to Master Ball, I guess. Not to say anything. I mean, I live in Japan, so I kind of got a head start. Everyone else, in the US right now, it's like midnight, but ranked started at 3 for me. And actually, I was a couple hours behind because of the tournament that I was in. It kind of bled over a lot. That's fine. It happens. But yeah, this Vespiquen deck is so good. It's so consistent. Like, you very rarely brick with this deck. That's what I love about this deck. You rarely brick. It loves seeing sleep scam. There's a lot of Hoopa variants out right now, which I don't think this deck auto wins versus Hoopa variants. I think that deck can high roll its way to, not even high roll, like can solid roll its way to victories versus this deck. So just because you see dark doesn't mean you start slacking and don't pay attention to the game. You have to pay attention to the game still, because that deck can absolutely sneak a win from you. I don't even want to say sneak a win. Like, that deck is good. That deck is actually good. It has an Ori problem too, so we might see an upsurge of Ori going into the future. But for right now, I didn't see any. But again, if you're watching a video like this because you're thinking about, oh, what am I gonna play to get to Master Ball? This deck is awesome. It'll get you to Master Ball super quick. But really, you can play whatever you want. If you want to play, like, I thought about playing Noivern, because I just like kind of have fun playing that deck. I said, you can't lose any points, so what does it matter? Maybe on my alternate account, I might just say screw it and go Noivern all the way to the top, to Master Ball at least. But yeah, man, this Vespiquen, I think, while I'm not grinding anymore today, but I'll probably start grinding again the day after tomorrow, and I think this is the deck that I'm going to start grinding with. Because the only thing you hate to see, like super hate to see, is Oricorio. Everything else is like man, Vespiquen is so good. Vespiquen is too darn good. Um, yeah, right here I'm thinking about, oh, am I able to attack? I'm doing the math in my head. It's been, again, I just strained for 6 hours, so like even right now I'm like, man, my head is like, it's not totally there. So I might say some things that are incorrect. I'm trying to watch what I say, but yeah, Vespiquen's too good. Stage ones are where it's at right now, really. Can't say enough about him. Another deck that I didn't actually run into on this climb is the Heliolisk Mega Man deck, which I think that deck is also quite good. If I wasn't gonna play this deck, I would play that deck, just because that deck has a better time versus Oricorio, and it has a solid time versus Sleep Scam, because you have so many stage ones that you can just evolve out of the sleep and then shit damage out with Clement's backpack, or I like to say Cletus's backpack. I know it's Clement or Clement, but I like to call him Cletus. But yeah, that deck is super good. See, and Vespiquen right here is so awesome because it one shots Hoopa. They don't play any, like, well, they play, I'm not gonna lie, they play starting planes a lot of the time, but besides starting planes, they don't play anything that stops you from one-shotting this thing. And even though they play starting planes, you can see in my list I have 2 stadiums and 1 field blower, and just being able to drop the stadium to cancel their stadium is so strong that you got to keep that in mind when you play these games. Yeah, man. And there's not a lot of fire going on in the meta right now. There's not a lot of Blaziken. As you see, I just lost right there. I remember I was cussing my opponent out because they kind of BM'd me, but whatever, bro. It doesn't even make sense to BM anymore once, in Master Ball, because it's like, okay, I just want to get the games done quickly. The quicker we get the games done, the quicker you can stop playing if you really don't like this game. As many people apparently secretly like hate this game. Oh man, look, Kartana, Punch for 40, Ultra Beasts are so good. I actually I love Kartana. I don't see a lot of use for Pheromosa. A lot of people are playing things that block Pheromosa right now. And like they're playing Ponchos. They're playing. I've seen people take Bonsly. I'm sure we see it in here somewhere. Somebody was playing Bonsly. Is this Sleep Scam? I don't think this is Sleep Scam. This is the first time I've seen this Oricorio, by the way. I was so confused when I saw it. But it's actually, what it does is it discards something for 50 damage, which is pretty nasty. I don't remember exactly what I do here. Oh, actually, you know what? I remember this game specifically because I remember thinking that I should have lost this game, but my opponent super quickly scooped for no reason. Right here. So right here, I Cyrus up. Oh wait, no, not yet. Next turn, I Cyrus it up. Spoiler alert. I Cyrus up the Altaria, and I'm going to do 110 to it, so it's going to have 60 HP left over. It's going to be able to revenge my Vespiquen, and my opponent still decides to... yeah, my opponent just forfeits for some reason. I don't really know what that was about. I'll call that a win with an asterisk. I'm actually very curious to see what my win rate was at the end of this, too. I didn't lose too many games, so I guess the difference of Master Ball didn't super matter. But when I was getting to Master Ball, or when I got to the threshold of Master Ball, I got there by exact amount of points. You'll see exact amount of points, and because I got there by the exact amount of points, those losses would have added up the 2 or 3, 4 losses that I got in this run. It took me about an hour to get to Master Ball from UB4. I did end at 9:30 last season on both of my accounts. So yeah, if you got an hour to just grind a good deck, just do it. I have people that were coming into my chat telling me oh man, I got to Master Ball within an hour playing Wurmple, and I love the Wurmple deck. I have even a showcase of the Wurmple deck here on my channel that I did earlier. I love that deck. It's a lot of fun. It's not great into the meta, but it is a lot of fun. I think it's actually like a better version of the Venusaur deck. That archetype of deck. But yeah, a lot of people are playing Lucario. I actually think Lucario is super good against this deck. The way people are playing Lucario right now is super good into Vespiquen. It's not as popular, but it is popular. You will see it. Yeah. And now what? What else? Yeah, I was saying there's not a lot of fire. There is Blaziken. You might run into it every so often. The Houndoom event just dropped too, so we might actually see some experimentation with Houndoom, because actually, if I'm being honest, I don't think Mega Houndoom EX is all that bad. As long as you build it correctly and give yourself a proper answer to the yellow chicken, you should be able to do some nasty amounts of damage. Because if you think about it, it's 3 coin tosses, right? With Victini, you're able to re-roll. So as long as you get at least 2 out of 3, that's 160 damage. That's pretty nasty. And at max, at super high roll, it's 240. That kills everything in the game. Well, not everything. It doesn't kill Wailord, right? But let's be serious. If you're going against Wailord, like, your opponent got different problems. Ah, man. Let's see. Where? Okay, I'm still in UB4 here. I do play one game. After getting to Master Ball, I played one game because I was on a win streak. Oh, yes. So I remember thinking here, oh, my opponent should just forfeit right now. My opponent should just forfeit right now. I have Ogerpon. I have a Cape with a Shuckle in the front. Like, this is over. My opponent fought for their life. My opponent really, really fought for their life in this game. They even high rolled with a double Darkrai, the poo-poo Dark. And yet, here we are. I have Ogerpon here for a reason. I want to run into you for a reason. You know? I remember my opponents are bringing us here. I'm like, okay, whatever. The max he can do is 50 damage. And I think about this Cyrus for a super long time. I think I end up not using it, but I think about using the Cyrus for super long. Yeah. And I decide not to use it because I'm like, oh, if I have to bank on my opponent having a. I'm like wagering against whether or not they have Altaria. They do end up having Altaria, but it's like, okay, what are they gonna do? They can put down more Pokemon if they want to. That's fine. I was attempting to get Chip with Shuckle. Of course, I got Tails. No Victini to roll that again for me. But here I decide, hey, my opponent needs to have their own field blower and their stadium in order to kill me right here. So I took the risk that they didn't have it. Because I have Cyrus, I don't have to worry about Sleep Scam because I have Ogerpon, my savior Ogerpon. I drag it in and boom, destroy it. Yeah, they needed to super duper duper high roll me in order for me to lose that game. And now what? We're versus a dark deck. Going second versus a dark deck is quite good. I actually make a misplay here, low key. You shouldn't put the B down. If it's the dark deck, like, you should wait to see what's in the front. Even if you want to play around copycat, because like right now I'm not gonna put energy on this B. I'm putting the energy on the Shuckle, right? And we want to be able to tank as much damage as possible. And putting the B down just means, oh, I'm giving my opponent free chip on this B for no reason. It doesn't end up like super biting me in the ass, but you know, it is pretty annoying. Lucky Ice Pop. Dude, Lucky Ice Pop is such a corny card, by the way. Lucky Ice Pop is the corniest card in the game. Almost number 1. Maybe is number 1. I need to make another corny card tier list. But Ice Pop is super, super duper corn. Sends in Absol. So what happens here? My opponent probably punches me for 80. My opponent doesn't have any points, so I'm probably just gonna punch my opponent for 160, right? And that's what makes Vespiquen so good, because Dark is so good right now. You just punch this thing for 160. You put it within an inch of its life, and you put your opponent on, hey, heal out of this, because I'm gonna punch you with Pheromosa if you don't. Heal out of this, or I'm taking the game right now. I screenshotted here, yeah, because I got to Master Ball. But I was like, okay, I'm gonna play one more game because I'm on a win streak. I can't lose any points. I can't fall out of Master Ball. So let's see it. Play versus Mega Sableye, which you kind of gotta love to see. And I do. Again, I was so tired, man. I make a misplay, a pretty nasty misplay in this game, where I'm not calculating my damage or my energy correctly. But it didn't matter because I have the type advantage. So I guess, hey, you know, if you have the type advantage, you don't have to worry about nothing. Here, my opponent Mars me. That's the first Mars of like probably 15 games. I'm very curious to see what the score is and how many games it actually took to get out of here. Okay, yeah, I think I burned the X speed here because I really need to find Vespiquen. And I'm like, okay, put the energy on the back because as long as my opponent, you know, my opponent can't risk leaving that in the front because Vespiquen exists. And then I get Vespiquen and I'm like, oh snap, I fucked up. No, I fucked up. Because the thing in the front didn't have an energy to retreat. So I'm like, okay, it's cooked. It's so cooked. But in reality, like, yeah, it wasn't happening for my opponent. I was just gonna be able to punch. I was just gonna be able to punch twice before they could get anything going. And whatever they decided to punch with Hoopa is what I was tossing with Vespiquen. And that's something that you got to keep in mind when you play this deck, is just be cognizant of when you do and don't have to throw things away. It doesn't usually come up because usually you have enough basics to like handle, you know, like what's surviving, you know, more than 420 damage or whatever. But anyways, give Vespiquen a try if you are struggling to get their Master Ball. I don't see how you would struggle anymore. You don't lose points anymore. But if you want to do it quickly, go ahead and give it a try. That's my advice to you. Again, I'm Slack Likely. If you made it all the way to the end, thank you. Drop a like, drop a follow. Check me out on Twitch because I be giving cards away all the time. And yeah, I think that's it for me. Peace out, y'all. Have a good day.